Hi there, it's HC back with another Top 5 Tuesday. This time we're continuing our September in classics, and this time it's top 5 classics I'm not interested in reading. And this one was, I gotta say, tricky. I had to think a lot more about this one because maybe I'm just wired different. Maybe other people do this, but I don't keep lists of books that I don't care about reading. Or that I'm not interested in. I had to go and look at like lists of classics just to get some inspiration for this. I think only one of them jumped to mind without me having to go. Okay, two. Two of them, but like for the rest, and then I'm like, because even as I'm reading those, I'm like, yeah, probably not, but maybe if I had time or if there was a reason. I'm not saying I'm never going to read Crime and Punishment. It's not high on my list, but I'm not going to say I'm not interested in it. Excuse me. We're totally professional here. That's why you had to put up with that. Anyway, but I came up with 5. And I'm not saying no to these. I'm not saying I'm never going to read these. But I'm saying I'm frankly not that interested in reading them for various and sundry reasons. I'm going to annoy people with a lot of these. I'm probably going to get some people going, yeah, I hear you, bro. At least I hope so. That's what the comment section's for. Tell me how unlettered I am. Tell me how much I'm missing out on stuff. You might pique my interest and, get me to read something. You never know. So we're going to start here with A Tale of Two Cities. If I'm not interested in this, why do I have a copy? This is my wife's. And I know I don't know that much about it, but this is everything that I think I need to know. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven. We were all going direct the other way. In short, the period was so far like the present period that some of its noisiest authorities insisted on it being received for good or for evil in the superlative degree of comparison only. And then 367 pages of other stuff happens. That's enough. That's enough for me. Sorry, babe. Okay. See, the next one on my list of not interested in. Whoops, wrong button. Here we go. Ulysses, James Joyce. Why? No offense to the people of Ireland, but really, this is, sorry, Dubliners or people from Dublin. Not the book itself, because I don't know anything about that one either. I've never heard anything about this book that makes me think, you know what? Might be worth it. Yeah, that's all I got there. Yeah. We'll talk more about Joyce in a week or so. Number 3, Machiavelli's The Prince. I've had a lot of people tell me I should read this. I don't know why. I have no desire to apply it. I got to get this whole camera thing figured out. I have no reason to apply this. I'm not that interested in hearing this dude's thoughts. I've caught enough of synopses here and there. I think one of my kids told me I really needed to read it. I disagree. And yeah, I'm just not that interested. Good, bad, indifferent, whatever. Sorry, Shannon, and anyone else, but Moby Dick coming back from last week. Yeah, I'm just not that interested. I don't need sermons on Jonah, and not necessarily good ones. I don't want to know all the stuff you can use blubber for, and the chapters of Yeah, I just flip it through here. Yeah. Ooh, whale is a dish. Nope, I'm good. Yeah, I think Star Trek 4. That was the no Star Trek 5. No, oh no, Star Trek 2. Whichever. Yeah, Star Trek 2. Right. That was the one where they quoted Melville, or was it 5? I don't know. It's been too long since I've watched those. Those are classics I'm interested in revisiting. Um, all of them. Even 5. But this, no. Okay. One more to go. Let's see if I hit the buttons right this time. Wallen and Civil Disobedience. I first became familiar with this book. Sorry, I've got a dog underneath my other hand. I can't point. Oh, there she is. You can see her nose. I first got to know this book because my mom thought I would like B.F. Skinner's Walden 2. And I never finished that, but I kind of thought it was okay, sort of. And then everything else I really know about this book, outside of snippets here and there and quotations everywhere, I learned from Spencer, Boston's best PI. And that's really all I need to know. I figure it honestly, it sounds really pretentious. It doesn't sound, yeah. Again, I didn't even finish Walden 2, the sequel. So what do I know? Actually, not a sequel, but whatever. Follow up. But again, someone tells me I'm wrong. I might read them. I'm not opposed to any of them. I'm just utterly disinterested. So there you go. There's my post for this week. Next week should be a little bit more interesting, I hope. At least I didn't find this particularly interesting, mostly because I just don't have this stuff taking up space in my mind. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please tell me what classics you're not interested in. Let me know that I'm not the only uncultured swine around. There are standards of the Western canon or world literary canon that I'm also, that other people don't care about. I can't be the only one. I know I'm not the only one. All right, that's all I got. And I apparently have a dog who wants attention. So see ya.